And as we've been reporting, the three countries signed the Joint Defence Agreement. And for more on this, we are joined by Asiaone Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Mallick, who is following developments live from Islamabad. Anas, what do we know about this agreement with Saudi Arabia?
Well, Amike, this is a very significant agreement that has just come through and that has been signed in Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Why is this important? It comes in the backdrop of those heightened tensions. Who all have signed it? Let's just walk through there first. This is Pakistan, Saudi Arabia and Turkey. Remember, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia already have a strategic mutual defense agreement that was signed last year in September, just days after that attack on Doha by Israel in Qatar. Now, with that, after that, we saw that there were talks where that Qatar was also trying to get into a similar arrangement. Similar case was the case with Turkey as well. And then earlier last month, we heard about 10 days ago from our sources that this agreement was near to be signed. Now, a short while back, the Pakistani Foreign Office has officially issued this statement, titling it as the Makkah Al-Mukarramah Summit for Joint Defense. The text reads that it was done on the gracious invitation and that the operative para, I think, it is that the agreement is intended to strengthen collective deterrence against any act of aggression and stipulates that any armed attack against any of the three states will be considered as an attack on all of them. It further provides enhancement of all aspects for defense cooperation among the three states as well. That is the operative para. That's something is what is to be looked out. Why is this important is something we come to that now. Remember, there have been attacks in the region by proxies, by countries against Saudi Arabia. Recent attacks, recent hostilities in the Middle East have prompted new regional alignments. And in that context, remember, Islamabad, Pakistan itself fought a war with India just last year, which Islamabad has, on its part, provided ample proof that it was quite of a humiliating loss to its arch rival or its arch enemy, the Indian side. Turkey, on its part, has been talking about that how Israel's been sort of going very agitative, being agitated against Turkey at large. And then, of course, the existential threat that is posed to Saudi Arabia on its part by proxies, by Iranian proxies largely. So in that context, this agreement is of great significance. Amike?
For Pakistan's role in Gulf security whole.
Well, this, if I understood your question correctly, I think there was some connection issue. But at a whole, for Islamabad, I think this is very important. This essentially puts into that or ushers into that narrative that Islamabad is a net security stabilizer. It's a voice for Global South. Remember, it is the only nuclear-armed country among the Muslim nations and one of the few in the entirety. So in that context, this is very significant. The fact that Turkey comes in as a NATO member, and that was, I think, as I understand, that was the sticking block for this agreement to come through for months now, with regards to what happens to the Article 6 of NATO that essentially talks about more if an attack on one NATO country happens, then it will be considered as an attack on all NATO members. So in that context, this particular agreement, it bypasses those clauses, but essentially it brings together on the part of Turkey, and every country has a bit of value addition to do with regards to Saudi Arabia's vision and the financial resources, the oil resources, the monetary resources, with regards to the Turkish defense industry, and of course with regards to the Pakistani might and the security in that security prism, Islamabad, how Islamabad enjoys certain things. So I mean, in that context, this is all of it. If you combine it in under one roof, I think it's a win-win for all these countries in amongst all of the situations that might arise. And it's an agreement that does not have short-term ramifications or short-term gains. It's an agreement that has been thought through and that has long-term gains for all the countries in the region and beyond, for all the countries who are party to it, and of course that has significant outward messaging for the countries of the region and beyond.
That's our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Mallick reporting from Islamabad.